turned it off.
And we are live. Happy Friday, everybody. And welcome to the Back Catalog Listening Party, your weekly musical happy hour, where we dig into old albums from our favorite artists. My name is Anthony Ihrig, one of your co-hosts. The other co-host, Mother Banjo, Ellen Stanley, unfortunately she couldn't make it. She's on a well-deserved vacation celebrating her anniversary with her husband, Ben. So we'll wish them a happy anniversary, and we will welcome to the show from Duluth, Minnesota, the Fishheads.
Hey. Thank you, Tony.
Woo! Ooh, I like the round of applause.
It is great to see you guys. How you been?
Hey, we've been good. We've been
Good.
Really good. Yeah.
Good. Well, welcome to the happy hour. It's fall is in the air. We have some of our friends here. Chris is already here saying it's a nice, cool fall day. It is really nice. The sun just came out. He's enjoying a Utapils alt beer in the sunshine. Great to see you, Chris. And Connie's here. The sun is coming out in Richfield, too. That's great. And Alan survived another Thursday. Let's celebrate. Amen to that,
Yeah,
Alan.
for sure.
And if you're out there in the comments, let us know what you're celebrating with. I'll get things kicked off here. I realized after I had already purchased the beer. I didn't get any up north beer for our friends from Duluth, which is north of where we are.
But your glass.
But I did. I dug out my Angry Trout
with a fish on it.
With a fish on it, yes. This is from a Grand Marais restaurant, one of my favorites. And inside that nice fall dark. That's a left-hand milk stout from Longmont, Colorado, from one of my favorite breweries, Left Hand. And how about you guys? Anything special in the mug?
Secret.
I don't know. It's a secret. It's a secret. We can't tell you what's in there, but we're drinking. We're
White
drinking
lightning.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Well,
I gotta keep my heart out of atrial fibrillation, so we're just drinking water.
Yeah.
Okay. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the show. For a lot of those folks who are watching from this region, you will be no strangers to them. But for folks that may be tuning in that haven't heard the Fishheads before, you want to give us just a brief bio, kind of the history of your band, and then also maybe where this album that we're going to listen to today fits along that musical timeline.
Yeah. So, Mike and I started out, a long time ago now, 30 plus years, where we were in other bands, and we came together and made a band, Natural Grass, and then that filtered out, and then we became kind of the Fishheads, the two of us, and we incorporated some other people along the way. And we've had, this is the third, this is actually the third configuration of a band with the Fishheads. So through the years, we've had Mark Nelson and Karen McLean, and then the next configuration was Brian Ford on banjo and Bruce Bernhardt on mandolin. And then now we have Paul Jones on this album, which we are very, very proud of.
All right. Well, I think we have a shot here for those of you who remember some of the early days. What are we looking at here? This is the first configuration?
That's the first configuration with Mark and Karen. And that was actually just a shot that I took on Isle Royal because we were out there on the island. And then
dock at Malone Bay.
Tales from the Dock Side. We decided to do that.
I love the humor you guys inject in this. And speaking of that, you actually sent us the album art for Tales of Love.
Tales of Love.
We got Tales of Dark Side, Tales of Love. There's a lot of fish themes going on here.
Yeah.
Then this is the current lineup. Is that correct?
I know it's kind of boring next to the other ones, isn't it? But we're all kind of goofy. We've all gotten older, and that was on Paul's porch. So, we're just old goofy people now.
Well, welcome to the club.
Yeah, it's a good club. We're proud to be a part of it.
Excellent. And so how many albums did you put out before for this one?
So, including our Natural Grass. So we had a Natural Grass one, and then we did the Tales of Love. Well, we didn't do that right away. We did the Tales from the Dockside with Mark and Karen. Then we just did a couple little projects at home, which was Tales of Love. And then we did a couple projects with Bruce and Brian. And now we have this one. So we're at 5, I think.
Nice.
All total.
And this is the latest.
This is the latest, yeah.
All right.
And it seems like it's been forever ago now, 2018. I mean, I don't know. What has happened to the time? Where did it go? Well, it went to COVID.
Yeah, right. I feel like last year was about 5 years.
I feel like it's still going. So,
and an alternate anything before that's like almost an alternate reality.
That's right. Nothing mattered before that, apparently.
But that's another reason why it's great to kind of dig into to the art and the music and the things of the before times, and that's partly why Ellen and I decided to start this show to kind of to remember the good. And
I'm just starting to write again. I like during 2020. I don't think I wrote anything. I didn't write a word. And now I'm just starting to kind of feel like, okay, I can write again. I don't know.
You're not alone. You know, it seemed like with our guests, it was really one or the other. It was either I'm more prolific than ever. You know, I was holed up and my life was so different. I was able to write. And then there's folks that were like, couldn't even pick up the pen. I'm in that camp as well.
Yeah.
Just kind of like feeling too much and maybe just starting to write again too. So,
well, I'm writing as much as I ever did.
Which is zero.
So Kim, you are the principal songwriter in the band.
Yes, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, awesome. Well, I'm gonna then toss this to you. We're gonna start off with the title track to the album "Time to Run," and this is one of your originals.
It is.
And the title of the album. So, is there anything you want to say about this song or how the album got its name?
Well, I don't know. I like this song a lot because it's got a lot of visual stuff in it for me, and I'm very visual. When I listen to a song, I listen to lyrics and I listen to all of those little doodads that put visions in my head or a scene from somewhere, someplace, wherever that may be, and that's what this song does for me.
And I love the groove we got going on it too.
Mike is a drummer too, so he's the conga guy and the drummer, and so he likes the groove.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, he's like the Dick Clark. He'll give it 89.
I like the groove too, and I think all you folks out there are also going to dig it. Let's just dive right in,
all right,
because this is the perfect music to kick off the weekend. I think this is the Fishheads' "Time to Run" here on the Back Catalog Listening Party.
My heart broken and now you're gone. We don't wanna settle down, sneaking in and out of town when the lights come on. You know it's getting dark. You know it's getting dark. Seeking refuge on an old bar stool. You took me for a fool, so I'm getting out. Hey bartender, fill my drink. Make it so I can't think about him. You know it's getting dark. You know it's getting dark. It's getting dark so I can't see what you really liked in me. Lights go out when the morning comes. Think it might be time for you to run. Time for you to run. my post today. You ain't got much to say, just desert sand. Postcard was a real quick read. Las Vegas was what you need, signed with a heart. It's getting dark. It's getting dark. Ain't it funny how you ran to the city of nights? Left me here crying in the night. Oh, it's getting dark. It's getting dark. It's getting dark so I can't see what you enacting me. Lights go out when the morning comes. Think it might be time for me to run. Time for me to run. Time for me to run. Time for me to run.
Oh, yeah. That is Time to Run from the Fish Heads here on the Back Catalog Listening Party. And that just had, like you said, it had the groove. It had a
Yeah.
great groove. That's you
Yeah.
on the skins?
The drums and congas, yeah.
Yeah, I thought I heard
and-
some auxiliary percussion in there.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I thought that one really called for it.
It sure did. And
Yeah.
man, that pedal steel sounded fantastic. Who's that on the pedal steel?
Paul Jones.
So that's Paul Jones.
So he is the
Yeah.
man that we saw on the cover.
Yes, sir.
And I believe we have a picture of him too here. Doing his
Yeah,
thing on the
so-
dobro.
Yep, he also plays dobro and banjo, both of those on the CD. And he's very talented as a guitar player
Solo
and a
performer.
singer. He sounds like James Taylor. He's awesome.
Yeah.
You know,
What's he doing with us? We're,
yeah,
He's
that's
one of
what we
those
keep
guys.
saying.
we're
Yeah.
very lucky. I've been so fortunate with super pickers all of my career. You know,
Yeah.
it's just really, really been blessed.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
Paul
that-
he's the guy that does not take the easy way. Like any time it could be easy. Like Paul, we're doing 2 songs at the Fleetwood Mac thing, or
Bringing the
3
pedal
songs.
steel.
I'm bringing the pedal steel. Like, all
Bringing
right,
the-
whatever you want to do.
bring in the whole rig. So pedal steel, dobro, banjo, that's
Yeah.
amazing. And you're playing drums and congas. And I want to point out, like, the sound here is huge. Like, there's a 8-piece band. So when situations, when I hear things like that and I see a trio on the cover, I got to ask about the recording process, about, was this something that you went into the room and kind of did a core bit of it and then layered on top of it? Did you bring in auxiliary players? How did the process of this recording
There was
play out?
no auxiliary players used in the making of the CD.
like I told you earlier today, we worked at Inland Sea with David Hill. So we had an engineer, and he was very helpful. We worked with David Hill back in the 90s
Yeah,
for our
for the
first
natural
grass project, and hadn't been back for quite a while. And for this one, we just wanted a good sound, and he did a lot better than I could have done here, I think.
So yeah, I mean,
And,
we just layered things. Layered your
Yeah,
drums.
we started with the drums were like last.
Oh,
you know,
interesting.
Yeah, it wasn't easy, and the drums, I was going to just bring my little drum machine in, but David Hill convinced me to bring the big drums in. So most of the songs, there's a full kit. In some tunes like Memphis, there's just a little boom chick with my little electronic Yamaha DD55 toy drum thing, which I usually use when we're out playing live.
And that's another thing when people hear a song that's recorded, we do, like Mike will play the bass or the guitar, and he's on the foot pedals on the drums. So we do always have a built-in drummer here with him playing with us. So when we do go out and play for a wedding or for a gig, we do sound like a bigger band than 3 pieces. It's a very big sound.
I can attest to that.
Yeah.
Bigger than the sum of the parts for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, one time I was playing bass and playing the drum thing, and I tried to chew gum at the same time, and it didn't work. The gum fell out of my mouth, and I was looking for the gum, and I found it in my ponytail.
I thought that okay. That was a true story, huh? Okay,
True story.
I thought that was going to be a setup for a joke.
Nope, that's a true story.
You actually did. I thought you were like, you got chewed the gum and it all fell apart, right? One too
No.
many
No.
things, but no.
No, just the gum fell apart. It fell out and ended up in his ponytail.
I love it. I love it. Oh man, the perils of multitasking.
We got it out after the show.
Oh, that's funny. That's really funny. So now, is one of the things that was interesting when I was putting the show together. I've seen you guys, for years and years, and I've known you through the Minnesota bluegrass community.
Right.
For those of you who are familiar with both Ellen and I live in Minnesota. There's a wonderful, robust bluegrass and old time music community here. There's an association, Minnesota Bluegrass and Old Time Music Association, that's been around for I think 40 years now. And I've been coming to these festivals for at least 2 decades. And I remember when I first met you guys, it was like we were jamming on some bluegrass standards, at the old washing machine campground at one of the festivals. That's one of our favorite spots to jam. And all of a sudden I hear like hand drums and maybe electric instruments, and I wasn't sure what I was hearing. And I wandered through the field, and like over the hill there were these big lights and a big tie-dye tapestry and people like passing the orb around doing their dances, and it was like, where did this come from, and how can it be here at a bluegrass festival? And yet it seemed to fit right in. There were elements of bluegrass in there for sure, and of course there's rock and roll and folk and all kinds of different things. And I would love to kind of hear a little bit about like your influences as a band, like 'cause there's a lot going on, and I think as people hear the different tracks we have lined up, you're going to hear a little bit of all those genres. What kind of stuff inspired you guys to kind of create the sound that you do today?
So when we first started,
Pink Floyd.
yeah, Pink Floyd. We did start out as a bluegrass band for the most part, and then what we always have done is kind of taken songs and made them bluegrass.
Yeah, and playing a lot of weddings, we would take a rock and roll song, make it bluegrass, and with the drums, people could dance. And
Nice.
Weddings really, but we both love rock and roll too, and we love traditional bluegrass, gospel.
Absolutely.
We love it all. So
Yeah, we'll do it all, and we do old folks' homes. We love to do old songs. Little Doris Day doesn't hurt anybody. Just
No.
saying.
Well, and definitely, with that pedal steel, I'm hearing a lot of country and
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. We have a lot of good influences with him.
nice. So Kim, as a songwriter, like how are you approaching this music? Like if it's kind of genreless, I think sometimes a genre can be a nice boundary for a songwriter. Like, I'm writing for a bluegrass band, so I kind of know what I'm doing. Like, are you taking any specific route when you're approaching this? Like, this is kind of got this fish heads thing, or are you just kind of doing whatever and you make it your own?
So sometimes, one of the songs on the CD that I can say I purposely kind of wrote with us where I was steering it in a direction is the song "The Mountain," and that one is I wanted a song that felt like it could have been written maybe in the hills of West Virginia or something.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like that. I've never even been to West Virginia, mind you, so where that came from I don't know, but when I write a song, I don't write like Mark Kreitzer or any of my good friends that are songwriters who can lock themselves in a room for 12 hours and come out with 12 songs. I'm not that kind of person. I get an idea usually when I'm in bed at night sleeping and I have to get up and write down the words. The music comes kind of secondary. The words come first. And then I just see how it flows, what it feels like it's going to be.
Well, this wasn't the order we were going to play it, but I think that might be a nice segue into listening to this tune, "The Mountain." So
people know this as my killin' song. It's my killin' song.
Your killing song. Well,
Yeah,
I guess
I'm just saying.
West Virginia. It's got that old timey.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like, kind of a old timey thing going.
The old timey love song where
There
somebody
you
ends up
go.
in
There you
jail
go. Or dead. Yeah.
or dead. Well, let's give it a listen
Okay.
and hear that other flavor. This is the Fish Heads, The Mountain, on the Back Catalog Listening Party.
Standing next to the mountain, shotgun in my hand. Standing next to the mountain, shotgun in my hand. I'm gonna find that woman, set out to take my man. Gonna climb that mountain, climb it to the top. Gonna climb that mountain, climb it to the top. Find that low down woman, take her out with one shot. They're gonna wanna hang me, swinging from a tree. They're gonna wanna hang me, swinging from a tree. Oh, but when that rope does find me, my Lord, your light's gonna set me free. Standing next to the mountain, shotgun in my hand. Standing next to the mountain, shotgun in my hand. I'm gonna find that woman, set out to take my man.
When you listen to this.
Oh Lord, I'm gonna find that woman, Lord, 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 set out to take my man.
Oh, yeah. That is the Fish Heads with The Mountain here on the Back Catalog Listening Party. For those of you just tuning in, we are talking with the Fish Heads out of Duluth, Minnesota about their 2018 release, Time to Run. And we just listened to The Mountain. that really did have a feel from just another time. People were loving it. Chris says that was great. And
Thank you.
Thank you.
Connie says great song. And
Thank you.
if you're out there and you have comments or questions for the Fish Heads, do put that in. Put them in the comments on YouTube. This is really a conversation, and we love hearing from you. So let us know you're out there, and let Mike and Kim know if you have any questions or anything for them. And I'll take this opportunity just because I love that song, for one. That was a really great tune, and that could be equally at home at like a bluegrass festival or like on a classic rock station. I can hear all kinds of stuff going on, but the sonic quality of this recording is astounding. It's really, really good. And you mentioned who you recorded this with and the engineer, but he's actually a pretty top-notch equipment designer, you were saying. Do you want to tell us a little bit about him and his studio?
Yeah, David Hill runs Inland Sea in Superior, Wisconsin. And while we were recording this album, we were actually supposed to record one day when the oil refinery was on fire. It's right over by the refinery. It was ready to blow up. Yeah, we didn't record that day. We actually went over and left. But David is the owner of Crane Song, which is high-end, very high-end
really
preamps.
Yeah, he travels all over the world. I think he's, he might even be out in LA right now. He
very, very nice fella, very fun to work with. He says I charge $60 an hour, but he never charged us $60 an hour.
That's a steal.
He just loves us, and he's a gem to work with, and very, very nice fella, and he knows his stuff.
Really is.
So
he really helped, in the recording, when you think, like there's one song on here where it's the song I wrote called Elvina, and it's like I thought it needed a harmony, and Dave just said, no, just sing the same thing over it, so you're doing two tracks of the same. I had never done that before. And just, giving somebody that idea of doing that just made all the difference in the world of the sound. It was amazing.
Yeah, and on that one also, he set up stereo field mics on this. Oh, and we were doing stuff.
We were doing sound effects. Yeah,
between the microphones.
Very fun.
And
go ahead.
That one's a good song.
I was going to say I could hear the drums going from one ear to the other.
And
they sounded so good, and people who are familiar with this show know that, audio quality makes a difference. And it sounds like you folks still have some CDs available. Is that correct?
We do. We have some CDs available. Yeah.
And they have them at their house, and they want to mail them to you. And I was asking them before the show, is there like an electronic setup, where you put it in the cart and all that stuff? No, you get the personal touch here with them. If you're interested in purchasing any of the Fish Heads music or merchandise, you can just email Kim directly. Her email is scrolling across the screen, and I will put that in the comments as well. And you will. I would bet you would probably sign a CD or.
Sure.
While you're
Absolutely.
at it. And not only do they have some great music for sale, but they actually have a lot of really cool merchandise. Now, Kim, are you the artist in the family?
Yeah. So, I am.
Because I saw a lot of really cool artwork on your
my brain doesn't work like everybody else's because I'm distracted by a lot of stuff. So I'm distracted by doing other art too.
Well, as it happens here, and I want to show off one of your cool designs here.
And here's her shirt that she drew.
Yeah,
also.
he's gonna put the other one up there.
Well, I'm gonna put this one up first because this is the one. This one. This is one of your drawings. Is that correct?
That's a self-portrait of me with fish in my hair. Yep, got fish heads. Yeah.
And this is also available for purchase?
Yep. So we have those for sale. We have them in black and white. And then
that's on a t-shirt.
I'm kind of, it's on a t-shirt, and I'm kind of wearing the other one, which is a fishbowl of the band in it. So the band is in a fishbowl.
All right. Well, if you're interested in the music or this wonderful artwork, or a bumper sticker,
comes with the
CD free.
And as we say more than once here, in this age of streaming music, I mean, artists really aren't profiting off these streaming services, iTunes and Spotify. But one CD purchase is like the equivalent of like 10 years of streaming for folk artists. So
Listen, one CD is Taco Tuesday. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. Okay, so it's Taco Tuesday for us.
do you understand what that could mean for the fish heads folks? So why don't you hop on over to your email and write that KMONSON802@AOL.com. You can email Kim directly and get a CD and a T-shirt and a bumper sticker. Or if you like, you could just throw a little something in their tip jar. We're scrolling their PayPal and their Venmo. And I know a little bit goes a long way, again, for kind of encouraging them to keep writing, and of course for next Tuesday when they have their tacos, fish tacos, I imagine, right?
Could be fish tacos.
And I know there's a lot of folks that are probably wondering about the fish theme, and it's pretty simple, isn't it?
It is really simple. We get asked it a lot. Like the question they usually say, "Why are you called the fish heads? Do you stink?" So that's what they usually say. Well, we say we don't think we stink. We just like to fish. So Mike and I both grew up in fishing families. From the time that we were knee high, we have both been really into fishing.
We had a 24-foot boat that we would go out on Lake Superior to Isle Royale and the Apostles, and we would play music all over the place. We don't do that as much as we used to, but fish and pick, man.
You have not lived life until you've played music on Isle Royale in an outhouse. Just saying.
That sounds like a challenge, actually.
Yeah.
I love
Well, it could be.
I love it. Well, hey, look, it's our good friend Gary. Kobus
Gary Kobus.
Hi, Gary.
Says, hello, fishies.
That's what he always says at our concerts. Go by one. I love him. Love our
Us
Gary.
too. Yeah, it's so great to have all of you folks here again. If you have questions or comments for Kim and Mike, just throw them in the comments. We'd love to hear from you.
You bet.
But I say we just keep the music going. And the next song that we have lined up is another original, I believe, right? The Rear View?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to say about this track here before we
So
dive in?
this song came about when a girlfriend who was my age went through a divorce and started dating a younger man. And it ended up being called The Rear View. And it's just I'm kind of a car, a man, there are things that are similar. So it's all about the rear view and leaving stuff behind, and the feeling of a new car can be like the feeling of a new relationship. So that's where that one is.
Awesome. All right, well, let's give it a listen. This is the Fish Heads Rear View here on the Back Catalog Listening Party.
Heading down the road, going nowhere, going fast. Got a feeling in my body, afraid that it won't last.
I take the corner sharply, lean into my chair.
the Fish Heads, Rear View. And that's kind of how I feel about last year.
Yeah.
And maybe kind of a nice sentiment. And we have a comment here from Penny. She says, "I'm a latecomer to the
Penny.
Fish Heads. Rear View always sounds like it could have been a radio hit." And
Penny, thank you.
and I agree.
That's very sweet.
That's such a great one. And Joe says, "Hey guys, just jumping in from a Green Bay motel. Two-Hearted
Hey,
Ale
Joe.
at my side." Hey,
Yeah.
Joe's got the fish theme going on with the
That's
Two-Hearted
right.
Ale. Joe, cheers to that.
There you go.
And our good friend Steve is in the house, my old bandmate from Free Range Pickin', Steve Schlash,
Nice.
saying, "Nice groove, man." And I agree.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
That is a radio hit here on the Back Catalog listening party. And it sounds so great. And it seems like one of those those tunes also that when I'm assuming when you play it live, it can take on a different feel, like depending on if there's a pedal steel there or which plays a pretty big part in the song.
Yeah.
Or if he's on dobro or something like that. And then I noticed there was kind of a solo section. And I'm wondering a little bit about arranging in your band, like how you approach that. Like, are you setting things in stone, or do you just kind of let it go and see how it feels? And how does the live kind of Fish Heads compare to what we're hearing today on the album?
I can tell you this, that Paul Jones does that exact break when we play that song live. It's just what he does. He's got it in his head. And so I always, when I'm playing and he gets to his break where it goes da-da-da, da-da, I mean, I always know that's coming. He always has this thing that he does.
And he is the lead instrumentalist, and we just give him as much as he'll take on
Oh,
that
my
pedal
goodness,
steel.
yes.
We just love it.
Yeah.
And if we did that one live, I would be playing. What do I play on that?
You play bass and the drum
And then
pedals.
I don't have any tom rolls, but I'll get the bass and the snare drum going on my feet because I can take any voice on this little drum machine and put it in either foot. So usually it'll be a bass and the snare, or a bass and a brush, or a cowbell, and I'm just playing the drums with my feet.
Many times if we're playing a couple-hour gig, we will kick off with that song. So
All right.
it's one that we get a lot of requests for, that and One Good Wiper Blade.
And I
We get
can't
a lot of
hit
requests for
hit
those.
that end high note at the end of a night either. So
We have to start
Do
it
it when I'm
early so that
fresh.
he can hit the high note, because he's the girl singer in my.
I can't hit
he's
him
the-
like I used to,
He's
Tony.
the girl singer in my band.
Well, I do love the harmony singing that you guys do.
Thank you.
It adds a lot. Have you guys been doing that from the beginning, or is that something you've worked on together?
It's why we're here. It's why
Yeah.
we're here.
Tell me more. Like you met in a choir.
We
or
met at
something,
we met
Sir
at Sir
Benedict's.
Benedict's. You can tell him that
Tavern
story.
on the Lake.
Yeah,
Yeah,
tell him the
and,
story.
Well, Sir Benedict's is a jam session, a Wednesday night jam session, and I'm not going to tell the whole story, but that's right.
Well,
You
that's right.
can
I
tell,
wasn't
you
looking
can tell
for
the PG
details.
part. The PG
Yeah.
part of the
Yeah,
story.
and then long story short, we wound up getting together and forming a band with
Yeah.
Kathy and Brian, and that was the first Natural Grass, and that was back in 1990.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's so great, that you guys are still at it. You've been just an institution up in that area, and you're still out there doing it. And I want to just maybe take a moment to let people know that you're actually playing out live. So if you're in Minnesota or Wisconsin or somewhere near the north, that you got a couple of chances to see these guys play coming up. You're doing a couple tribute shows. Is that correct?
We are. We're doing a couple tribute shows. We don't really have any indoor gigs, just the Fish Heads right now. We are going to go back to, doing our Facebook thing, but-
Broadcasting on set right here.
So
This is
tomorrow night, we've got kind of a big night with Duluth does Fleetwood Mac, which is
Nice.
at the Sacred Heart Music Center in Duluth. And it's with quite a few other bands, but we've got kind of a big part in it. We do 3 songs, and one of them being the finale. So it should be really
playing
fun.
with the Centerville All-Stars.
Centerville
Nice.
All Stars are
It's gonna
kind
be
of
fun.
they're kind of a big band for us here in town. They're big rock and rollers.
Old
so-
rock and rollers like
Old
us.
rock
Yeah.
and rollers like us. Yeah.
The best kind.
And then October 10th, we play over at the Earth Rider Brewery outdoors in a tent for the John Prine 75th birthday tribute. So we'll have a couple songs for that.
Nice. Well, I think that gets to Chris's question, tour in the future, and looks like you have a couple opportunities to see them.
We are
live.
touring Wisconsin.
Yeah. Well, but you mentioned this kind of in passing, but I think it's worth saying since everyone here is online, the weather's getting colder, so not everybody's comfortable going indoors to see shows. So
Yeah,
you guys are
yeah.
bringing the music to the people. And for those of you who haven't seen the Fishheads do their live streams, I mean, you can see. Look at their setup, man. They got the yellow submarine back there, and
Yeah.
You guys have.
We
like,
don't even
sounds-
have the lights on. We got lights that are.
You got
flashing.
sound effects and
yeah.
and a some sort of button, right?
That was easy.
Yeah.
They got the easy button and the.
Yeah, we're a bucket of fun here. There you go.
All like you get to hear them perform. Is it going to be primarily just the two of you, or do you bring in?
Oh no, yeah,
Paul
no,
as
it'll
well?
be Paul.
Excellent.
So this time we're gonna. So as soon as he's done, so Paul runs the Grand Marais golf course, and so
okay.
he lives up there during the summer. So once he kind of closes things down, which will be around the 1st of October, then he's going to be back in Duluth, and we're hoping to set up our show for the three of us then. And we're actually hoping to have a little bit of a small audience in here that might be able to wear headphones and heckle us. I don't know.
Nice.
Could add. I don't know.
Could be tricky with Paul though, because he likes to play loud and
He likes to.
yeah,
play.
we have a very sensitive microphone here,
Yeah.
and we may have to run him direct.
Yeah.
Well, for those of you who are interested in seeing this wonderful band play live, they're going to do a live stream every other Friday right on Facebook. I put the link in the comments. It starts October 15th, and what time of day did you say?
So we do 6 to 8.
Perfect.
6 o'clock to 8.
Get to bed at a reasonable hour, even.
Yeah.
We're old people, so
And
that's
we
what
really
do.
have fun. We
Oh,
really
we
have
have
fun
a lot of
watching
fun.
comments and getting all messed up.
Interacting with people in the comments
Yeah.
is our favorite part. So
And all the
it's
proceeds
wonderful.
from our concerts last year went to the Northern Lakes Food Bank, and we wound up giving them $5,000. So
Wow.
that's a lot of food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of sound effects, yeah, that's fantastic. Another reason to check them out and to throw something in their tip jar and just keep this music going. You guys are just a force for good, and always put a smile on my face. And thank you again for being here. We're gonna just jump right back into the music, and now we're going. You mentioned sometimes you'll throw in a rock and roll cover and kind of give it your own
With a
fish head
banjo.
with your own fish head spin. And folks out there are most likely going to recognize the title of this next track we're going to listen to, 8
And
Days a Week.
this is Paul Jones singing the lead on it and playing banjo.
He brought this to the band. So
Yep.
All
and
right.
it's a fun arrangement, I tell you.
I'm pretty sure I've seen you guys do this one live, and yeah, everyone has a good time. You guys are going to enjoy it too. Again, if you're having fun, let us know in the comments, and let's give it a listen. This is the Fishheads 8 Days a Week here on the Back Catalog Listening Party.
Ooh, I need your love, babe. I guess you know it's true. Hope you need my love, babe. Just like I need you. Hold me, love me. Hold me, love me. Yeah, I ain't got nothing but love, babe. 8 days a week. Love you every day, girl. You're always on my mind. One thing I can say, girl, I love you all the time. Hold me, love
Yeah. Oh, it's the Fish Heads. 8 days a week, and people are loving that banjo. Connie says, "Wow, that banjo!" And Chris
Yeah,
says he must have run out of frets.
That's what Paul plays when we do that live. You know,
He
he's on
plays
the banjo, on that one.
live, but he did both the dobro and the banjo on it there.
Yeah,
Oh, he was
Yeah.
tearing it up.
yeah, he's so much fun to play with.
Yeah, that sounded great, and that
Thank you.
has to be a lot of fun. You know, when people know the music that you're
And
playing.
the bass that we use too is a U bass that I made out of a harmony baritone ukulele. So
wow.
if you can imagine people walking into a bar and I'm on this little drum machine playing the U bass, and they walk in and go, "What the heck is this?" Where a lot of them have never seen a U bass before. What is that thing? And
Yeah.
so it's really fun.
And for those of you who
can't-
don't know, imagine a ukulele that sounds as deep and low as like an upright bass.
Yeah, and I think this one does. I got real lucky making that thing, and it was really a fun project.
That's what happens when you leave little instruments sitting in a closet too long. He turns them into something else. So
You
I
bet.
bought that at a thrift store for
Use
$26, and now he turned it into that.
And now it's part of the show. Well,
Absolutely.
it sounds fantastic. Penny says, "Woo!" I agree with you, Penny. And Joe says, that really works. It feels like a good old Wabash cannonball kind of sound.
Oh,
just
yeah,
while
I
driving.
got the brushes going and a little train shuffle going
Yeah.
on that one. Yeah.
And Mark chimes in, says, "Great show. Love the groove." I would say if there's a word that just keeps coming back, it's that word groove.
Yeah.
Groove.
Yeah, you guys have a very, very wonderful groove in all the different songs, and depending, it doesn't matter if it's bluegrass or the country stuff or the folky stuff. There's a groove. And,
Well, I think that it's interesting because people always think that bluegrass can't be with drums, or they're more in a traditional sense. They just feel like it's an intrusion or whatever, but the drums go way back in bluegrass, and it just, for us, it adds so much. And because Mike's a drummer, it gives him that other outlet. So,
And Tony, I had this little drum machine on the main stage at Mabatma this summer. So
saw that.
I'll die a happy man. I can't believe it, huh?
the bluegrass
Yeah.
police will just have to turn
Yeah.
turn a blind eye.
Yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
We had a great reception. Nobody left.
Well, and I think,
they didn't know what they didn't know what it was.
I think there's something to be said about, like having the bluegrass spirit, right? Like, I mean, a lot of people don't realize that Bill Monroe experimented with percussion, right? He had
Yeah,
a
right.
bones player in the band. Flat and
Right.
Scruggs, you listen to some of those old Flat and Scruggs recording, there's a snare drum in there. The
Right.
Osborne
Oh,
brothers. I mean,
yep.
Absolutely.
these
yeah.
are first generation bluegrass
Yeah.
players with percussion. So I always find it kind of funny that people get so up at arms, if it has this configuration or that configuration.
I've seen people actually, when a band has come on with drums, say, and they've gotten up and they've left. They were like, "I'm not hanging
the
around for
folding
this." I'm
chair
like,
clacks and stuff.
"Yeah, well, okay, whatever."
Well,
It's not for everybody, but
It's true. I've actually
Yeah.
seen that too, and I always think it's too bad because they're missing out on, actually part of bluegrass heritage. There.
and I totally, if we're known for a groove, that's great. That's great.
Agreed, and great songwriting, great grooves, and this is just so much fun, man. I've been waiting all week for a chance to hang out with you guys and talk music and not think about anything else, but this kind of things.
This has been really great.
And we haven't listened to this for a long time, and especially in the headphones. So it's really fun to hear in the headphones again. Yeah.
Yeah, it really does sound great. So one
Yeah.
more time, I'm going to let you guys know if you want to get your hands on this and one of those awesome T-shirts that Kim's wearing, and maybe a bumper sticker. Just send her an email and put a little note in there. Let Kim and
Absolutely.
Mike both know how much you appreciate what they're doing. I mean, I think this last year, the pandemic showed everybody how much we all needed both music and the community that comes together around it. And
I agree.
and that's something that you guys also do such a great job of, bringing everybody together. And so send them a little something to let them know that you appreciate it, and they'll send you an awesome CD that sounds great, a T-shirt, bumper sticker. And I think we have time to get to all 5 songs. If you guys are up for it, do you mind
Yeah.
doing one more here? Because
That'd be great.
As Gary says, totally groovy, and and Mark says, my very first time, very fun. Thanks for being here, Mark.
Yeah.
Oh, and his name is Mark
Mark
Nelson,
Nelson,
and that was
wow.
our first bandmate. Oh,
That's
so hey, thanks, Mark Nelson.
awesome. All right, well let's give the last track we have here is Rattlin' Bones. Any stories, anything you want to say about this tune before we take a listen to it?
Well, I think we deciphered today that I got this song from our one of our bandmates in the Jumpin' Joe and the Katy Cats, Katie Jo Pidell. So she brought this to us, but it's a Casey Chambers from Down Under. It's a Casey Chambers tune, and we love it. We love the funk and groove that we put on this one.
Yeah. Talk about groove.
Yep.
It's a great way to end the show and to kind of get our weekend started. This is the
Great.
Fish
Thanks,
Heads,
everybody.
Rattlin' Bones here on the Back Catalog Listening Party.
Smoke don't rise, fuel don't burn, sun don't shine no more. Late one night, sorrow come around, scratching at my door. But it cut my hands and break my back, dragging this bag of stones till they bury me down beneath the ground with the dust and the rattling bones. Left my home, I left my love.
Caught on a rusty nail.
Devil rose up, heavy with gold.
My soul's not for sale.
And then a holy man in a house of God.
He offered me a book of prayer.
And when I left my home, I left my love. I left my faith back there. Smoke don't rise, fuel don't burn, sun don't shine no more. Late one night, sorrow come around, scratching at my door. But it cut my hands and break my back, dragging this bag of stones till they bury me down beneath the ground with the dust and the rattling bones. Shut my eyes, hang my head.
Darkness makes no sound.
Climb it up, bottom there.
Earth's on the way back down.
And then the sadness falls on the morning bird.
I wonder what the day will bring.
When I shut my eyes and I hang my head, at least that bird can sing. Smoke don't rise, fuel don't burn, sun don't shine no more. Late one night, sorrow come around, scratching at my door. But it cut my hands and break my back, dragging this bag of stones till they bury me down beneath the ground with the dust and the rattling bones. Till they bury me down beneath the ground with the dust and the rattling bones.
Oh yeah. The Fish Heads, Rattlin' Bones with a big old groove there. I got to know, what was that? Boom.
That was the electronic drum machine. So I
Really?
have like a timpani
A
thing.
timpani on it.
And
yeah.
then like just a little hand clap on the other one, you know. So that's why that's exactly what you would hear if we did that song live.
Awesome. Well, that is really, really cool, and people were loving it. Thanks,
Great.
Gary, for being here, and thanks, Connie says wonderful show.
Thanks,
thank you.
everybody.
Chris Jedner says super fun show. Watch for
Watch
an
for an
email. We
email.
want stuff. Hello,
Great.
Taco
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm so excited.
That's right, guys. If you want
Doesn't
these
take
two,
much to get me excited these days.
if you want to make sure that that Mike and Kim are having a tasty taco next Tuesday, you can actually get yourself one of their CDs by just emailing Kim directly at the email that's scrolling across the screen. It's also in the comments. Or if you just want to show your appreciation, you could throw something in the tip jar. There's a PayPal link and a Venmo link, and those are also in the comments. So feel free to do that. Let them know how much we appreciate them, because we sure do. And Penny says she's going to catch you on a Friday soon. Reminder: the Fishheads are going to be playing live on Facebook every other Friday starting October 15th. I can't wait. And Mike and Kim, thank you guys again for doing this, for
Tony,
hanging
this
out
was
with
a
us.
blast.
Thank
Just a
you.
blast. It was such
And
a
can't
blast.
wait to
Thank
pick
you.
with you.
I know. Me too. I'm hoping to get up that way again. Any folks who are up in that Duluth, Superior area, there's a couple great tribute shows coming up in the coming weeks here. I put the link to their website, Big Fish Tunes, in the comments, so you can get the latest from them, and I'm sure that's where they could also find some information about your live streams.
That's true.
And all of that stuff.
Yep.
So thanks again to the Fishheads, and thanks to all of you for being here. Like I said earlier, this is all about community. This is all
Thank
about
you
us.
for supporting music. Thank you for
Yes.
supporting music. It's all I can say is it's so great that you and Ellen do this show. Thank you so much, Tony, for just keeping the music alive and out there. Thank you so much.
This has been one of those silver linings, that people talk about with this last year. It's just a reminder of what's important, and I want to thank all of you out there too for being here. If it weren't for you out there listening and commenting and stuff and reminding us us musicians that people care
that
about
people
this
still
stuff,
listen.
It makes a world of difference. And I want to give a real special shout out to our Patreon supporters. We have a Patreon that helps support the show, so we can get this technology and have a website and all of those things. And if it weren't for our Patreon supporters, we wouldn't be able to do this. So I want to give a big shout out to Penny, Ann, and Alinda, and Bevan, and Connie, and Vaughn, and Alan, and Chris, and Alex, and Becky, and Galen, and Peggy, Joe, Jim, Beverly, John, Fred, Tim, Sarah, David, Jocelyn, Court, Matt, and our newest member, Mr. Steve Schleith. It's so great to have you on board, Steve. Thanks for being.
That was easy.
That's a lot to read off. Just saying.
Thank you. But it is easy to join. If you want to be part of this community, just hop on over to Patreon/Back Catalog Listening Party. Not only do you get some sneak peeks at who's coming up, we have some special things like after parties. Next week we have a wonderful songwriter, Danny Schmidt, is going to be on the broadcast, and afterwards some of our Patreon supporters are going to be hanging out afterwards for a little Q&A and just hanging out after that. And we also have some live shows that stream as well, some exclusive live streams that we provide for our Patreon supporters. And more than anything, it's just knowing that we're part of this community, and it to me, that's invaluable. And I thank you. And once again, I thank you, Kim, and Mike, for doing what you do, just putting your stuff out in the world. Appreciate it so much. And I can't wait to get to see you in person again.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Us too, yeah.
It's going to get easier, right?
It is. It's going to
Yeah.
get better. And to all of you out there, thanks for being here. And we'll catch you next week on the Back Catalog Listening Party. Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.